What is up, everybody? We are back with another mock draft. I love putting these out on this channel. This one took a long time, a lot longer than the other ones because this is a full first rounder. So if you could please leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. And let's get right into this. And coming in at number one for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I still have not seen a mock where he doesn't go number one. It's really crazy to see. Even last year, I saw players other than Joe Burrow going one, but that was still super rare. He is just so flippin' talented, I'm telling you. He's being compared to Peyton Manning. He's the best prospect to come out of college since Andrew Luck, and it's not even close. He's going to be a generational QB. He's going to prove this Jags team right off the bat. I'm just so excited to see what he can do. At number two, I am taking Zach Wilson to the Jets. The Sam Darnold trade rumors have actually kind of started up recently. I really do think you got to get Sam Darnold out of town. He is a talented quarterback, but I think you got to start with Zach Wilson. Also, for money purposes, I think it would make a lot of sense to go with the younger QB, and I think Zach Wilson right off the bat could be just as good as Sam Darnold, if not a little better, especially in that second year. He's just such a talented QB, and I'm excited to see him play. Now, number three for the Dolphins, I've been kind of switching this one up a little bit each time. I'm going Penei Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon on this one. I was just thinking you can take the offensive tackle here, and then they also have pick 19, or they've pick 18, which could land a really good wide receiver in my opinion. But Sewell has the chance to be a generational offensive lineman. Really protect Tua is what I think you should do. Get help around him. And I think this team's going to be really good. Already have an elite defense. Just got to really build on that offense. Now, number four for the Falcons, I've been really staying put with this pick. I think mostly all my drafts I got with the quarterback. I'm staying with Justin Fields here from Ohio State. I think it makes the most sense here. Matt Ryan, he's getting older. You got to drop his contract at some point. Let Fields sit behind him for another 1 to 2 seasons. I think that makes a lot of sense. And when Justin Fields is ready to play, I would assume Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley are still there. Still have those elite weapons to work with. But I also can't see this team getting a top pick in the next few years, so you got to take the quarterback, in my opinion. At number five, I'm going Ja'Marr Chase from LSU, who took this last year off because of COVID. I really wish he would have went into the NFL draft last year. I feel like that would have been really cool. He would have definitely been the first wide receiver off the board then. He does have a ex-teammate, Justin Jefferson, that he was better than him at LSU. I kind of doubt he's going to be better than him in the NFL just because of how good Justin Jefferson was in his rookie year. But he's still a phenomenal pick. I really think that Joe Burrow, chemistry is what takes him over Smith. Speaking of Smith, I'm going with him at number 6 to the Eagles. They definitely need wide receiver talent still. Their wide receivers have been dealing with way too many injuries. Also, you got to help Jalen Hurts out a lot. He's going to need help this year. I think he's definitely the move over Wentz. I think Wentz is going to be traded to some team like the Bears or Colts. We'll see who wants to take on that contract. I sure wouldn't if I was a Bears or Colts fan. But I'm going Smith here at 6. At number 7, I'm going with another wide receiver, Jalen Waddle. Another potential just generational wide receiver talent. His yards per target was over 20. That's not even yards per reception. That yards per reception's got to be a lot higher. But yards per target for him at Alabama was 20. That is absolutely insane. Some people are saying he's the best wide receiver. Personally, I don't agree with it, but I think this is a phenomenal pick. I think you go with Goff for 1 year and then unload his contract next year. Now I'm going to be switching this pick up. I've been going Trey Lance at 8 to the Panthers, but I'm going to be going Kyle Pitts here. There's two sides of the story here. You could either stick with Teddy Bridgewater, or you can move off him. Personally, right now, I'm going to be sticking with him because he just didn't get the full Christian McCaffrey experience. Christian McCaffrey, when he plays, he is phenomenal as heck. Helps everybody around him. I would like to see a full year of Teddy Bridgewater with Christian McCaffrey, and adding Kyle Pitts to that offense is going to help him so much more. He could become a much better quarterback with those weapons, and I think he will. But now the Broncos will benefit off the Panthers not taking Trey Lance, as now I have the Broncos taking Trey Lance, quarterback from North Dakota State, at number 9. I usually go Patrick Surtain here, but when you got a QB like Trey Lance on the board, I think you got to take it. I don't think Drew Lock is the quarterback there. I think they'll have a camp competition between the two. I really feel like Trey Lance would win that still. And I just think Trey Lance has a better future overall than Drew Lock, and this really could help this offensive rebuild. And here are the Cowboys benefiting off Kyle Pitts going 8. I'm taking Patrick Surtain here. Usually Patrick Surtain does go a pick before, and then I have Caleb Farley going to the Cowboys. but I think Patrick Surtain is the best cornerback in this draft, and I think the Cowboys would take him. I think he'd be a good pair with Diggs, who didn't have the best rookie season. And who knows, down the road, this could become one of the top cornerback duos in the league. I think that it definitely has a good chance of, that happening, but Surtain's to be a stud. At number 11, I have the Giants taking Micah Parsons. I think this would be a really good pick. He's a phenomenal at sacking the quarterback. I really think you got to keep improving that defense. It's already a great defense, but if you can get a top NFL defense going, I think this could be definitely a playoff contender for a long time. That offense is going to be having Saquon Barkley coming back, so they'll be fine in my opinion, but I think this could be a possible playoff team. And now the 49ers at number 12, another guy that fell a little bit, in my opinion. I'm having them taking Caleb Farley, cornerback. They definitely need more cornerback help. Richard Sherman is going to be out, and other than him, nobody produces that cornerback spot, in my opinion. You got to get some more talent there. This defense with Nick Bosa back next year healthy, it's going to be so phenomenal, in my opinion. Adding another really good defender like Caleb Farley, who's going to be in that Defensive Rookie of the Year conversation, is going to be so beneficial. I think their offense is completely fine right now. I don't really see too many offensive weapons that could extremely benefit them, so I'm going Caleb Farley. At 13, I have the Chargers taking Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman. This is just a phenomenal move, in my opinion, to help out Justin Herbert. I think you got to give that man more and more and more help. If you keep giving him more help, he's just going to keep getting better and better. If you give him like another second in the pocket to make throws, he is going to be like a Pro Bowl QB next year, 100%. I like the offensive weapons that he has. Just keep adding to that O-line. At 14 for the Vikings, I'm also going offensive lineman. I'm going Samuel Cosmi. They definitely still need more offensive line help, especially to benefit Kirk Cousins. Their offensive line was not too great. It wasn't extremely bad either, though, last year. But just adding more talented offensive line will really help, that team get time. Like, they like to throw the ball deep. You just got to keep that pocket strong. If you can add another half second to Kirk Cousins' time in the pocket even, Justin Jefferson's be catching a lot more passes, and it's probably going to help Dalvin Cook a lot in the run game. I'm going Mac Jones at 15 for the Patriots. Hey, you guys drafted the Tom Brady guy, a really unathletic quarterback, with the 199th pick a long time ago. Says who you can't do it again with another unathletic quarterback. Also, I think he's really talented. Usually I have him slipping a little more, but I had Kyle Pitts go 8 to the Panthers. I usually have Kyle Pitts slip down to maybe 15 for the Patriots. But I think you got to get a new QB. I don't really think Cam Newton is the guy. He barely threw any touchdowns. He just wasn't helping that team this year. At number 16, I'm going Kwity Paye for the Cardinals. They definitely need defensive help. Their offense is really good, like really, really good with Kyler Murray. They did slip off in that second half of the season a little bit, but that's completely fine coming into this next year. I'm really excited for this squad. I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs as long as their defense holds up and their offense stays consistent. I'm really excited for this squad. I just really like this team overall. I like what they've done with their squad. For the Raiders, I'm also going with some more edge help. Joseph Osai. This is another team where I like their offense a lot. I think Derek Carr, you stick with him at quarterback. I don't think there's too many reasons to move off of him. I think he's a fine quarterback. You got some good weapons there. You got Josh Jacobs. I think he's a little overrated as running back. We also got a extremely underrated tight end in Darren Waller. Probably the fastest tight end in the game. Phenomenal talent. Just add to that defense. This team is definitely making the playoffs next year, in my opinion. Like I said earlier in the video, I was going to be going wide receiver here. I'm taking Rashad Bateman for the Dolphins. Great slot receiver. I think this will be a really good addition for Tua, who is still struggling to throw the ball deep. So these short passes are really going to benefit him in his earlier seasons. I think this team is also going to be working for a playoff spot. They definitely could make it because of their defense. Their offense still definitely needs work, but this is just another piece that's going to get them closer to that playoff spot. And Washington at number 18, I had them taking Christian Darrisaw. He really slipped in this mock draft for me. There's always one player in everybody's mock draft that seems to slip. He's the guy in this one. Really adds some offensive line talent. This is just a phenomenal pick if I was a Washington fan. I really think Heinicke looks like the quarterback for the future of that Washington team based off of what I've seen from him. He had a phenomenal playoff game against Tom Brady, and I'm just excited to see how he does next year. They signed him to a 2-year deal. I really think that was a great sign, and I'm excited to see him play. At number 24, the Bears, I'm going Terrence Marshall Jr. It really does look like Allen Robinson is on the out, so you got to add another wide receiver to that team. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be. In my opinion, it's either going to be Trubisky. I don't think it'll be Foles. It could be Wentz also. There's been a lot of rumors with the Bears and Eagles. As a Packers fan, I'd be fine with either. I don't think they're great quarterbacks by any means. But you got to add another wide receiver talent to this team because there's no way in my mind Allen Robinson stays with the squad. He's going to go somewhere where there's a much better quarterback. At number 21 for the Colts, I'm going J.C. Horn, some more cornerback help for this squad. This is a team that's a good quarterback away from being contenders, in my opinion. You still need more offensive threats, but I just don't think this squad was in a place to where you could have taken a really great wide receiver talent. I have a wide receiver coming up in the next few picks here, but I think those guys were just a little lower. I think you go with one in the second round, possibly. For the Titans at number 22, I'm going Gregory Rousseau. I think this is a great pick, edge rusher. You got to add to that, rush defense. Clowney might be on the outs. We'll see what he does. But this defense still needs more help. I like their offense a lot with Henry and Tannehill. As long as you got those two guys and A.J. Brown on the offense, you're going to have a good offense with how good they are. But continue to add to that defense. This team really wants to win a Super Bowl at some point. It's going to be hard for them to do, but this is a step in the right direction. And now at 23 for the Jets, I'm going Kadarius Toney, wide receiver. He is a little lower in the rankings than I'd want him to, but the Jets are really needing a wide receiver, in my opinion. I mean, I think you got to get more talent around Zach Wilson. The more talent, the better. You just got to help him out. That's how bad that offense was last year. As long as you keep adding talent around him, I think he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback. And this is just another step in that right direction. It sucks that there's really no amazing offensive lineman on the board right now because that's what I would have taken. But just got to go with Toney. And now for the Steelers, I'm going Najee Harris. If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm ecstatic with this pick. I'm extremely happy. Usually you don't want to see too many running backs go in the first round, but I think this is a phenomenal pick for a team that definitely needs a running back. I don't think James Conner, I don't say the dude's last name for some reason, he doesn't seem like the guy. I think Najee Harris definitely could be right away. He can do just about everything for you. He can catch the ball. He's extremely elusive. He's a power back. I really want to see how well he performs with this Steelers squad. At number 25 for the Jaguars, I'm going offensive lineman Elijah Vera Tucker. I believe that's how you say his name. Just add more talent around Trevor Lawrence. Protect him. He's going to be coming off of a 5 to 6 month healing process from a surgery. I think he might have had recently. Might have it now or in the future. But you're going to need more protection for that. And just, add more talent around him. Add talent around these young QBs is what I like to do. At number 26 for the Browns, I'm going Jalen Phillips. I think you still got to add more defensive help to this team. I'm a fan of their offense also. OBJ should be coming back next year. You got Landry, Mayfield. You got a lot of guys, Chubb. I think that's a great offense, definitely in our playoff team. This is also another team that's looking to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs in that conference. I think they definitely could in the future. But again, this is just another step in the right direction. You got to keep making the correct steps, and I think this is one of them. At number 27 for the Ravens, I'm going Jeremiah Owusu Koramoah. I don't know how to say the dude's last name. Sorry about that. But they definitely need more defensive help. Their defense isn't phenomenal, but it's got a lot of good young guys, in my opinion. Their offense looks good. You still need wide receiver talent, but I don't see any really good wide receivers around this pick. I think you wait till the second round to pick up another wide receiver weapon to go with Lamar Jackson, but just continue to add to that defense. At number 28 for the Saints, I'm going Xavier Collins. This team is going to be losing a lot of pieces. I don't know how many players they're going to cut, but they're going to have to cut a lot because I think they're about $100 million over the cap, which is unbelievably bad. I don't know how that even happens. It's that bad, but you got to build more talent around the team. I don't think they lose guys like Kamara or Thomas, so I think defense is going to be the priority. This team could be a playoff team, but I kind of doubt it. For the Packers, I'm going for some more cornerback help. I'm going Asante Samuel Jr. Kevin King's just not it. He's going to be walking in free agency. The Packers definitely will not be signing him. He definitely blew that NFC Championship game for them. I think he let up 3 touchdowns where he just got absolutely burnt on. Really bad job by him. But just adding our young guy, they did take a great pick a few years ago in Jair Alexander, so they might have some really good luck taking these young cornerbacks. So, hey, go for it again, I'd say. At number 30 for the Buffalo Bills, I'm going Nick Bolton, linebacker. keep adding to that defense. I really like their offense a lot. I've been saying I like a lot of people's offenses, but it's true. It's true. Teams got to add to their defenses a little more. They still got a great defense, but I think they got to compete more with the Chiefs, and this piece definitely could help them out a lot. It's going to be a great battle in this year's AFC Championship between these two teams. I think the Bills are going to be getting better. Same with the Chiefs. I think it should be more competitive as Josh Allen will be older. Same with Stephon Diggs. But same as Patrick Mahomes, so it's going to be interesting. But I think they take Bolton. At 31, I'm going with an offensive lineman, Jalen Mayfield. I really had my eyes open when Eric Fisher went down and how bad that offensive line was. So that just makes me think you got to add more talent to that offensive line. I don't see too many like deeply needed holes other than that on this team that, would be willing like you to have to fill those holes right now. So I think you got to go with the offensive lineman. Sure, it might not be the absolute best spot to go attack, but I think you got it based off the Super Bowl last year. And for the last pick of this draft, I'm adding some more edge help to the Buccaneers. I'm going to Z's. I'm not even trying to say the dude's last name. You guys probably know who I'm talking about, though, from Georgia. But that's it for this mock draft. Thank you guys so much for watching. I extremely appreciate your view, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.